What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. I guess it is kind of a channel at this point. I think I've posted 3 or 4 videos now. Definitely appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully you're enjoying following along. Today I just want to talk about a couple of things that were actually wrong with the car. Not necessarily wrong with the car, but just maintenance that needed to be done when I bought the vehicle. I was a little surprised. I've had quite a few vehicles throughout the years. I've never had one before where when I bought it, it was overdue for an oil change. And that's actually the case on this car. Let me show you real quick here what I'm talking about. So on the actual infotainment, if we go up to the top to the notifications, where is it? Right there. So it is overdue for an oil change and brake fluid. And then there's also this automatic PDC activation malfunction error. That, I believe, is like the parking sensors they don't come on automatically. They do still work, like if I turn them on, but I have to go into the settings and turn it on each time that I want to use them, which is fine. I don't really need them, but I'm not 100% sure why the dealership sent it to me that way. It was not a BMW dealership, and I did buy it out of state. Hold on. Anyways, yeah, so I bought the car out of state and then had it shipped out here. So I guess I did buy it sight unseen. I guess that's a risk that you run. I kind of had to do that just because there weren't any cars that had the specs that I wanted here locally, at least not for the price I wanted to pay. So I was willing to kind of venture out a little bit. They were actually really easy to work with in general. Like they coordinated the shipping and everything really easily. We did all the paperwork electronically and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I've never had a car that I bought from a dealership that was overdue for an oil change, and especially, I mean, it's November, so the oil change is 7 months overdue. The brake fluid it's only 2 months overdue, and I guess technically I got the car in October. I think I actually even started talking to them, trying to work out a deal in September, so maybe that light wasn't on, but I would assume that the oil change light was already on and the parking sensors light was already on. So anyways, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it worth my time to go back and try to argue with them, to try to have them pay to fix it? I don't know. I haven't decided yet. There was also one other thing on the outside, and I'll show you that when I get home. But yeah, it's going in for service today at the BMW dealership here in Cincinnati, to get the oil change done and to get the brake fluid flushed. And then I asked them just to see if they can figure out what's going on with the parking sensors. I would like to get it fixed just so I don't have, warning lights and stuff like that coming on every time I turn the car on. But like, it drives good. It's only got 35,000 miles on it, and so I mean, everything else, it really checks out. Like I said, there's one piece on the outside, and then the coolant tank. If you know much about the F90 M5, pretty much all of them were plagued with a coolant tank that leaks, and for some reason the BMW engineers decided that the best place to put the coolant tank, the expansion tank, I guess, is directly on top of some fuel injectors and spark plugs. So that's kind of fun. When it leaks, if it leaks bad enough, it'll leak coolant down into the injectors and spark plugs, and then those have to be replaced too. So I checked that when I got it, and there's just a very small amount of residue from coolant leaking, so I think it's fine. Like, I don't think it's caused any major damage, but obviously I want to get that taken care of before it does cause any major damage. There was actually, BMW even did a recall on it, and obviously I didn't own the car previously, but from what I can see, there's no open recalls on my car. When I check in the BMW app and run the VIN, it says that there's no outstanding recalls. So I think that means that it's already been replaced. which is just crazy that if that's true, that it was replaced and now it's already leaking again. And like I said, it's not bad. It's just a very small amount of residue, so I don't think it's caused any damage or anything. But I did tell the dealership when I scheduled the service appointment that I would like them to check that part out too and see maybe if it was replaced, especially if it was just recently done. I think that recall was only like 2 years ago, so I don't know when the previous owner had it done. I don't remember seeing that in the service records of the Carfax, but hopefully we can get that cared for. And I know there's a couple of companies that actually like redesigned the coolant tank. I know there's an option to relocate it to the other side of the engine bay, which I think is perfect, because then that way if it does leak, at least it's not going to cause any additional damage. Of course, that's a little bit more work to reroute the hoses and run that over to the other side of the engine bay. But then it looks really good too once it's over there. It's kind of out of the way. It just looks better inside the engine bay when you do it that way, I think. That's my opinion. There's also, I know a couple of companies just make a like a billet steel, like they just fabricated the same exact design that BMW did, but instead of it being in that cheap plastic, it's in stainless steel, so it doesn't, it's going to hold up a lot better. That option is quite a bit more expensive though, so I don't know. Hopefully I can just get the BMW dealership to replace it and have that as like a warranty on the recall. I would love for that to be the case, but we'll see what happens. They should be here to pick the car up within the next couple of hours, and then hopefully they'll only have it for today, and then maybe bring my car, maybe I can get it back tomorrow. But they did hook me up with a loaner, so I'm glad to not have to be without a car. Sucks to say goodbye to my car so quick after I just got it, and have barely even had a chance to play with it. But yeah, I just got home and parked, so let me take you outside and show you the other parts that I was referring to. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get out and pop the trunk or the hood. It's so weird. It's already snowing in Cincinnati. We usually get snow, but not usually this early. So I'll go ahead and show you the coolant tank where that is leaking. So the coolant tank is right here. It's kind of hard to see. I'll just take the cover off real quick. So right there, you can see there's just a little bit of residue. And like I said, it's not that bad. I don't think it's been leaking a lot. It doesn't look like it's really ran down anywhere else, but definitely still want to get that cared for and fixed. Then what do you think? Should I do some carbon under the hood? I know they make like all this plastic, like this, and then there's another piece that can come here that's all carbon fiber. That looks pretty good. And then I'm looking at intakes right now, and probably gonna place an order here today even. There's one option that actually has some carbon fiber on the intakes, but you can't see a lot of it. So I don't even know if it's worth it. Maybe I'll just do like the black silicone, but we'll see. And then down here is the other part that I was telling you about that was messed up. So if you look here, you'll see there's some screw holes where there's supposed to be another piece of trim there. I took it off because it was broken and hanging down. If we look at this side, you can see this side is busted as well. It looks like somebody bottomed out, hit that pretty rough right there. I think when I get a lip, that'll just kind of cover that and you won't even really see it anymore. But somebody hit the front of it pretty good, and this side was completely broken and hanging down. So I just went ahead and totally took it off. And I did already order new pieces to replace just both of those. The one side I think is kind of fine. I don't know, like it's messed up a little bit. So I just went ahead and ordered a new piece to replace both sides. Thankfully they weren't that expensive. But yeah, drop a comment. What are your thoughts on the dealership sending over a car that had a little bit of damage and a couple of warning lights and that kind of stuff? I'm kind of surprised that they did that, but I don't know. We'll see. I just want to get it cared for, and I'll pick back up when I get the car back and have an update on the rest of the situation. dealership after picking up the M5. They got pretty much everything fixed. So got the oil change done, got the brake fluid changed. They changed the transfer case fluid and the rear diff fluid. They also did change the expansion, the coolant expansion tank, and they were able to get that done under the warranty. Even though it's not under warranty, I guess it had been done on the recall recently enough that they felt like they could cover it, so I was very happy about that. The only thing that did not get fixed is the parking sensors. They ran a diagnostic and said that it's one of the ones in the front bumper is what's causing the issue, and they think that it just got disconnected, probably when whatever happened that caused the damage to the trim piece on the bottom of the front bumper, that probably jostled the connection loose. They said looking at it from the outside, it looks like the sensor is fine, so their guess is that it just came unplugged. They wanted to charge me like $400 to plug the wire back in because they need to take the bumper off. I told them that I would try to handle that on my own. But yeah, like everything else is good. They checked everything out. The rest of the car, they didn't find any other issues or anything, so it feels really good from that perspective. Especially though after having 4 things that needed to be done, or that we got done. One thing that still had to be cared for, obviously I didn't have to pay for the expansion tank, but still had to be cared for, and then still don't have the parking sensors fixed. I think I am for sure going to reach back out to the dealership that I bought it from, see if there's anything they can do to help from a cost perspective. But yeah, all the lights are off for the most part. So now when we go to the screen and we go to the notifications, at least we got the service stuff done. The parking assistant stuff is still there, but we'll take that one step at a time. And yeah, it feels good to be back in the car. The loaner car was nice, and obviously glad I didn't have to bum a ride or anything for a couple days. I guess really just 2 days that they had the car. They picked it up yesterday morning, got it back this afternoon, so pretty quick turnaround. But yeah, nice to be back in the car and excited to get back to it. And I think that's probably going to be it for this video, and definitely appreciate you sticking around. Hope you're enjoying the content. I don't know how much more I'm going to post, but while the car was in the shop, I did place a couple of orders, so there's some parts on the way, and I'll definitely at least make a couple videos about that, and we'll see where we go from there. But thanks for tuning in. Drop a comment, like the video, share the video, all that kind of stuff that every YouTuber says. Definitely not a YouTuber, as you can tell. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just thought it would be fun to post some videos. So far so fun, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.